Let me know when live. हाँ हाँ. Hi everyone, welcome back to NLTI's official YouTube channel for the 5-year LLB program. We sincerely apologize for the error that happened in the previous video, but here we are again. Let me begin by introducing understand the major issues faced by most CLAT and NLSAT aspirants. As expected, surprisingly, unsurprisingly, the most common response was that हमें GK के topics नहीं समझ आते that are relevant for CLAT and NLSAT. We know the resources from where we have to read, we know the sources from where we have to read, but the beginning, the initial point of identifying which topic is actually relevant for my preparation is something that we are consistently lacking in. To address that issue, NLTI has come up with a revolutionizing product that is bound to change how you prepare for CLAT, NLSAT, and other law entrance examinations. NLTI proudly presents Sidebar, your GK companion for CLAT and NLSAT 2027 preparation. In this video, I will be taking you through what Sidebar actually is, how it works, some distinctive features of this tool, and how it will make your CLAT and NLSAT prep easier. So stay tuned for 10 minutes. This is the first time in the history of CLAT prep that any institute has come up with such a product, that too free of use for all CLAT and NLSAT aspirants. Presenting to you Sidebar. What is Sidebar? Sidebar is your AI study partner for current affairs. How Sidebar works? Let me tell you what is the mechanics that go behind this tool and how it makes your CLAT and NLSAT prep easier, specifically for the GK and current affairs section. So AI picks the most relevant CLAT and NLSAT stories each day. जैसे ही सुबह न्यूज़पेपर आता है at around 6:37 when all these newspapers publish their editions for the day, that is the Hindu, the Indian Express, etc. What our AI does, it scraps those sources and brings out the most relevant news that is relevant for your CLAT prep. Our GK experts validate every detail for quality and relevance. Again, you might be thinking that this is something that we can also do, or simple chat GPT can also do. But what we do is we have our GK experts sitting at the back end that who validate each and every GK source that comes up to Sidebar every day and go through each news article in detail to bring out only the most cherry-picked news and stories that are relevant for your CLAT prep. Sourced from the Hindu, Live Law, PRS, and other exam trusted sources. This is not random news. This is not any article that has been picked from any random source. These are articles and news stories that are picked from your most trusted sources like the Hindu, the Indian Express, Live Law, Bar and Bench, and PRS. Each story is distilled to a 100-word brief you can actually retain. Say goodbye to long articles and unending scrolls. Now you only have to come to Sidebar, click on an article, and read a 100-word brief to know each and everything about a particular news. Let me take you to how it works. After you click on start reading, you will see trending today, June 2nd. This is today's date. The AI has already scrapped the most important news sources of the day, news articles for the day, and stories that are relevant for the GK section of your preparation. So the first story that the AI has brought to us is Supreme Court declines plea to hold need. We know that need was in news today, so our GK experts and AI have brought this topic to you because it is actually very relevant for your CLAT prep. Then the five news sources that are most relevant and most important for the day are brought to you by Sidebar. If you go in the top right, you will see your streak. This is your streak that you are maintaining. You come back here tomorrow, you will see the streak number goes to 2. That is, you have been consistent throughout your prep, and this is your second day of prep. If you find any news article that is important and that is actually very important for your GK prep for CLAT and NLSAT, you can bookmark it via here. So once an article has been bookmarked, you will be able to see it in the bookmarks page of the Sidebar. So for example, if there has been a recent development or a very landmark development on the NEET issue, on the Israel-Palestine issue, and you think you want to revisit that article anytime during your CLAT prep, you simply click on bookmark and the bookmark will get saved. So even after 3 months down the line, if you want to revisit an important article, go to the bookmark section and you will come back to the original article. Now, also, you might want to read a bit more about the news. Let's say I have given you 100-word brief. So we just don't only give you a brief of 100 words, we also make mind maps for you so that it becomes easier not just to retain the topic but also to recall the information in your actual exam. So once you have read the article, if you think you want to read more about it, here you will also find the original source of that article. You click on this link and you will go to the original master source from where this article has been picked. You will go to the Hindu page from where the information has been sourced, so you can read more about that particular topic if this is something that interests you. So these are the 5 most important topics for the day. Now you don't have to go to any other source. You don't have to look at any the Hindu editorial analysis. You don't have to go to GK Today or any other UPSC websites just to figure out which topic is actually important for you, because most of these websites don't even show you CLAT relevant data. Most of these websites are for judiciary or for UPSC, but you want very distilled topics that are only relevant for your CLAT prep, and that is what we bring you here at Sidebar. So 5 news topics most relevant for your prep, for your CLAT and NLSAT paper, distilled to you by Sidebar. Not just this, let's now go to your activity section. Here you will be able to see the days on which you have attempted or you have come to Sidebar and attempted the quiz. After you have gone through the 5 news articles that we bring to you, the most important news sources that we bring to you, there is also a quiz of 25 questions to test you on the passage that you have read. This quiz does not only test your current affairs, but it also tests your static GK, just like CLAT exam does. So this is an all-in-all comprehensive database wherein you don't not only get the most important news of the day, but you also get tested on that particular news via a quiz which has both current affairs and static GK. Let's go to the quiz now. So you also have an option to directly go to the quiz, but you also have an option to click on the 5th passage and then go to the quiz. Let's say this is the 5th passage that we're talking about. Again, very important for your CLAT prep. CLAT has also asked such questions in the past. People panicking as Ghana passes sweeping law criminalizing LGBTQ. You know what LGBTQ is and why is it important for your CLAT prep. It holds various criminal, civil, and constitutional dimensions, and that is why RA experts and our GK experts have qualified this as an important topic for your GK prep. Now let's go to the quiz section. So the quiz contains 25 questions, 5 questions from each passage. The questions can be MCQ, MSQ, or true false. Once all questions are answered and saved, you will get your score instantly. Another big point, you do not have to wait a day or two to get your analysis. Our analysis are straightforward. You will get it immediately. Scores can be revisited again through the student portal, and each question is highly relevant and curated by us. Obviously, this has inputs from the AI, but we have our GK experts sitting in the backend to review and vet every question that the Sidebar will present to you every single day from the 5 most important news sources of the day. Now let's go to the quiz. So let's say the first question is: the application of international human rights law regarding sexual orientation and gender identity is comprehensively outlined in a foundational 2006 document named after the Asian city where it was drafted. What is this document known as? Again, a very important question that has been picked by Sidebar, by this GK tool. This does not only test your current affairs, but it also goes to the static bit of your news, wherein you have to pick out the accord or the principle which talked about sexual orientation in its very initial phases, and the answer is Yoga Karta principles. Now, if you select the right answer, it will show you as green, and you also get the explanation a bit more about what these Yoga Karta principles are. Next, Asaram was convicted for the sexual assault of a minor. This question is: in which year was the POXO Act enacted? So let's say you do not know this answer. Then you click on 2015, let's say, which is the wrong answer. So the Sidebar tool will also tell you what the actual correct answer is and why the answer that you've selected is wrong. The explanation will tell you that the POXO Act was passed in 2012 and not 2015. Let's look at another question. So CBI has been in news very recently because of the recent NEET leak fiasco. The question is testing: the Central Bureau of Investigation derives its statutory power to investigate crimes from which of the following legislation? Again, a very important static question, because if a passage on NEET is asked, this question is bound to come that CBI, which is popularly known as the Central Bureau for Investigation, derives its power from which act? And the answer, if you don't know this, then the tool is specifically for you, because this is a very important question. The CBI derives its power from the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act. And now the explanation will tell you more about what this act is and when was it passed. Now let's go straight to the 25th question to submit the quiz. MHA, that is the Ministry of Home Affairs, amends immigration rules, changes for foreigner registration deadline in India. This is on which the passage is based. Which foundation legislation grants the central government absolute and unfettered power to regulate the entry, presence, and departure of foreigners in India? The answer is the Foreigners Act. Now, after you have submitted all 25 questions, you will get an option to submit the quiz. After you submit the quiz, you will see how many questions have you got right out of the ones you have attempted. 3 out of 5 questions I have gotten right. My streak today shows today, as I have attempted a quiz yesterday also, and I have attempted a quiz today also. And now you can also look at the leaderboard. Let's see how many people have attempted, because this is the first time we are launching this. 4 people have attempted the quiz today, and you will also see their names and you will also see their scores, so that you know where you are standing among 60,000 CLAT aspirants who will be using this tool absolutely free of cost. Now, if you want to know more about each of the topics that you've just read, you can go to their original source. For example, US Court blocks Pentagon from removing transgender troops. You go to you click on read original, and you will get redirected to the original source, that is the Hindu, from where this has been sourced. So again, reiterating, this is a very revolutionizing tool in your CLAT prep if you use it daily, if you use it thoroughly, because this will ensure that you get most important, most filtered CLAT GK topics every day without any scrolling. You just have to visit our website, clatnlti.com, click on the sidebar link, and we will present you with the most important topics of the day. Not just the topics, but also their original source, and also a quiz based on the topic that tests not just your current affairs, but also your static bit to ensure comprehensive and holistic preparation. So that's it from this video. We hope you use this product, this tool to the fullest, and you come back to us with feedback and how this has made your life easier. I personally, when I gave CLAT in 2021, I was facing this issue manyfold. I did not know which topic is actually relevant for my CLAT prep. And as a result, I ended up making tens and 15s of copies just with my GK notes. But with this, we have streamlined your GK preparation, so you don't have to make the same mistakes as we did during our CLAT preparation, and we provide you with the most distilled and filtered topic that are relevant only for your CLAT prep. That's it from today's video. Thank you so much for joining in, and we look forward to your feedback and comments on the tool. This is actually a revolutionizing product, but only if you use it daily, consistently, and comprehensively. Thank you.